Hey, this is Life Choice Radio, and I am sitting here with the one and only Angela Davidson. Angela, you just had a way out show tonight.
Thank you so much. Thank you so
much. What
much.
happened? You brought these entrepreneurs, these young, motivated people. Tell us about what went on tonight.
Well, that's what we do. That's what we do with AD Group. First of all, I think I would like to say I was born as an entrepreneur. It's in my roots, it's in my bloodline. I've never worked for anyone a day in my life. And, I started with the talent and the skill set of basketball. I started my first basketball nonprofit organization, Kingdom Building Basketball. Did that for 8 years, took that strategic model, made it universal.
8 years?
8 years.
How old were you when you
fresh out of college.
7? Oh, fresh out of college, okay.
Fresh out of college. Took those 5 years in which I got 2 degrees and made sure, didn't know, I thought I was going to play basketball the rest of my life because I went on to play professional basketball. Rather than that, I ended up being the CEO and president of my own nonprofit organization. Started with what was familiar to me, and which was teaching the skill of the game. And from there, it just expanded into so many different things that you cannot imagine. I had no idea that everything that I had learned, even traveling around the world and my mom making a way for me to do those things in the game of basketball, that I would give it back in a nonprofit organization, and learned holistically what that organization. There are a lot of people that have a nonprofit organization and don't know what that means, and that's fully comprehensive. That's programming that is affecting the community. That is doing things that are actually making an impact. Some people have nonprofits. I've consulted a lot of nonprofits. Some of them faith-based. Some of them just different types of entities, and they want to understand the process or what it entails from a government standpoint. I mean, there's there's paperwork, there's procedure. I did all of those things to become a fully non-exempt organization. And so what was astounding was I had bridged the gap with private sponsors. I had great private sponsors and donors to basically take care of the scholarships athletes that I had that were a part of my organization. So nobody was without. And so, and it was still, to have the nonprofit was a blessing to be able to give a exemption for those that did need it. In many cases, some people didn't want one, but some did. And so with that being said, that allowed me to work with auxiliaries like the Salvation Army, Fellowship of Christian Athletes. These are world-renowned nonprofit organizations, and to be able to share the wonderful game of basketball and what God was doing in my life it was priceless. I found myself in one church after another, being able to give back to the youth of each church. The churches that had gyms, some of them did, some of them didn't, being able to enlighten them on how to build an outreach. I did planning and development, where I wrote the plans and strategy for major churches with 400-member congregations. And what you have to, as fast as I've moved, you've had to have a leave and cleave mentality. You have to make sure that you're not too comfortable. You are definitely not complacent, but being content with that. I realized as a young entrepreneur that I did want more. I do like nice things. Yes. And so I went into, held on to my nonprofit, of course, and I balanced that with my for-profit, my first for-profit company, which is Universal Basketball Solutions. And basically, I did a offset. A lot of people will tell you in a nonprofit organization, you should not do services if you have a for-profit that directly mirror. The government calls it a milking cow effect. And so I wanted to make sure that I wasn't doing that. And so I started doing more of the services and mentorship. I started speaking more. I started sharing my resources with other organizations. And that was such an amazing opportunity, because I got to know the people, the parents and the people that I was servicing, more than just the student athlete. And so when I got into that aspect, I wanted to do more. I wanted to always be fully comprehensive, one-stop shop in everything you do. You just want to keep getting better. And so with that being said, I learned the people and their background and who they were, who I was servicing and what they were doing. So that allowed me to tap into even more resources. And so with that being said, and always keeping in mind and being, knowing that I was a gatekeeper and that if someone had something to offer me, that I was going to give it to a greater good. So with that being said, I ended up going from my Universal Basketball Solutions and stretching out my wings and working with companies like Mark Cuban's Basketball Heroes Foundation. So when they brought me in for that, it was a matching mission statement. Awesome opportunity. They're out in South Dallas, and at the time it was a great opportunity to have my own, basically my own facility, and to be able to manage and to do what I wanted to do. And then with that being said, I got my hands into some documentary acting with my modeling platform, which I had signed late with my modeling agency. So it just made things much easier. And so once I got into those circles, I made sure, just like from my basketball career to my modeling career, everything I did, I made sure I was networking, because you never know how long you're going to be somewhere.
Absolutely.
And so sure enough, I networked. I went to every meeting with the Richards Group. I went to all of the community meetings. I took full advantage. I volunteered and made sure that I did Jason Kidd's Special Olympics, his deal. And then from there, I ended up consulting some WNBA and NBA certified sports agencies. And then I evolved into my AD group consulting, in which I exponentially impact the platforms of very smart people, intellectual and athletic talents is what I call it. And one to eat, that's what I do with my AD group consulting. So I'm constantly negotiating, strategizing strategic alliances, partnerships, and endorsements so that everybody around me has an opportunity for their needs to be met.
Oh, I love it. Okay, in 1 minute, can you just back up a little bit and tell us how you got started in WNBA? Because you are so gorgeous. You just look like at 4 and 8 and 13. You were playing with Barbie dolls. So, take us back to how the basketball.
Sure. Well, I actually wasn't playing with Barbie dolls. I was actually a tomboy. I grew up. I am one of 5 and was real rough around the edges. But with that being said, basketball, like I said earlier, was natural to me. But it allowed me an opportunity to be as natural as possible. And I was an introvert, so I didn't have to talk to a whole lot of people. I know you guys probably can't believe, as much as I'm talking, like, oh, no, she didn't. But with that being said, that took me a very long way. My skill set and what I worked at in the game of basketball took me to play with Cheryl Swoops, Anna DeForge, Carl Malone. Those are WNBA greats. For those of you guys that don't know, some of the WNBA champions of the founding teams, and I made some all-stars out of some people. I won me a Super Cup national championship in Yugoslavia. I have an accredited letter from the community there, and I can still go back and do business with them. And that's what basketball. I mean, who knew from one talent that you can expand and do so many other things. So many other things.
And it opened up so many doors.
Absolutely.
And now I heard that you are not only have experienced this for yourself.
Sure.
But now you're doing this for many young people, because they were here in the studio live.
Absolutely.
Just talking.
Well, it's been a blessing from young people, entrepreneurs that have started before they even finished college, to some of the charity work that I've done, global charity work I've done with Terrell Owens. I consult him in some of the brands. He now has an athletic apparel brand. He's doing much, much more in the community than he ever did. Ray Crockett, who is a restaurant owner and does great things in the urban area. Silverback with Congo, who's a former NFL player as well, who is doing retail. The Ray Weathers, the Yolanda Moores, who are accomplished authors and multi-talented individuals like myself.
Wow. Okay, so what do you guys look forward to for 2014?
Oh, man, for 2014, I'm looking forward to global resources and network development in international countries. going beyond U.S. borders, definitely taking the southern sector of the United States by storm and impacting in non and for-profit events, businesses, nutrition, fashion, services, everything, you name it.
A whole holistic approach.
Yes,
Helicopter
absolutely.
view.
Yes, helicopter view.
Woo! Oh, you are amazing. You heard it here first. The Angela Davidson Show, and I am the boss lady sitting
boss
here
lady.
with Angela the Great. So hey, you guys keep watching, tune in, check us out on Facebook,
Thank you so
YouTube,
much.
and all the social media. Things are happening in an amazing way.
Absolutely. What a blessing it is, Life on Life Choice Radio.